Hey guys, welcome to Planning Magic. This is your Wellbeing Reset Workshop. This is great at the end of a cycle and kind of opening up. You're ready to open up to a new season in your life. It can be as simple as the end of the year and moving into a new year. It might be at the end of sort of your 9 months postpartum, and perhaps you're opening, spreading your wings back more out into the world, or focusing more on your own health and well-being in different ways. Perhaps you've moved house, or perhaps you're moving out of like a phase of illness and you're bringing yourself back to life. This is the perfect workshop for you. We really need to take this time to reflect and reset, because essentially we just run on habits. So, whatever you have been running on autopilot in your busyness, the habits, the ways of being in your life, and the actions and behaviors you've been taking, they are largely habits. And also, then, um, those goals that you may have set, those big stones that you put into place, maybe it's time to also evaluate those, work out what those priorities are. We need to take this time. We're very busy. Let's reset. Let's take a breath. Yeah. And find that renewed focus with some calm. Magic really happens when we're deeply aligned. So, thank you for joining me. I want to make sure that your space is nice and calm and quiet, and hopefully, you can switch off any distractions just for this next 45 minutes. I want to remind you about some of our particularly women's wellness priorities. So, to look after our health and well-being, from our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, we want to have some key areas that are important for us, certainly as we get older, 35, 40 plus. One of these is physically in your strength and impact training. We know research shows that we have to fight off osteoporosis, and we want to be working with some strength training or impact training on our bones to do that. So, even if you're someone who just loves your walking, is there any way that you can map in perhaps some strength work as well? Regarding nutrition, our needs for protein are increased a little because we don't process it as well as we get older. Finding that sweet spot of around 100 grams of protein a day assists both in keeping our protein levels with satiation, but then also we're finding that it helps with keeping our muscle mass as we are getting older and we're going through perimenopause, menopause. Speaking of that, let's look at those happy hormones. So remember, look after yourself, both your stress levels, but also if you want to take any more supplements for your hormones. So our hormone health in particular is really important as women. Don't forget to supplement with some really great herbs for your hormone health if you need it. Things like ashwagandha can be a really great assistance to help manage hormonal balance. Pelvic floor health, ladies, one of my focuses. Our pelvic floor health, we have about 50% of women that are likely to experience prolapse, and we know 70% of mothers have experienced some sense of incontinence. So as we age and perimenopause, menopause, our hormones do decline and affect our collagen, and that affects our muscle elasticity. So we want to make sure that we are working preventatively, not just postpartum, but also into perimenopause and beyond, with looking after our pelvic health. Sometimes we focus on it at motherhood and then we forget about it, but we need to keep it in mind, keep our pelvic health in mind throughout our lifespan. Just that last little couple of reminders here are more about our mindset and our greater well-being. So reaching your goals, whether they're financial, whether they're about putting boundaries in place for you to have goals and work on those important dopamine kind of hits to make sure that we're not just, perhaps if you're in early motherhood, that it can be a little bit flux, Perhaps your goals might be to de-stress. Perhaps your goals might be to focus more on your well-being. So hopefully you can map those things in. Maybe there's a holiday coming up this year. So you want to find ways as women that we can achieve our goals. We don't want to be always putting other people first. You want to build your confidence that you can achieve what you want. You're going to need to delegate, find time, map in those big stones. This is your time to do that. And that last tip, of course, is great sex, friendships, and fun. You know, our well being is also our joy, our happiness, our flow, all of those things. Modern life can be quite isolated. So just feel into what that might mean for you today. Something of these areas might map in as somewhere that you want to pay attention to. Our body might include things like nutrition, stress, sleep. Yep. So that body work, it sort of is in moving, is also how we treat our body. Our fuel, it might be something from nutrition that you're aware of. In your mindset, it might be stress levels, it might be boundaries, self respect, confidence. It might be that you need to be calm as a parent and work out how to get some help. Or you might be wanting to connect with more people, maybe in a motherhood group, maybe in a running club. So finding ways to connect. These are all areas that are important in women's well-being. Something might already stand out to you. So just take a hot second. Just take a deep breath. Don't have to decide anything right now. Just notice what's there. We'll be starting with a meditation to get a little bit deeper and more personal with your process and how you're feeling, what's important to you. We're going to get out of our heads. We need to let go of any feelings of comparisonitis, like that person over there is this fit, or get out of any shoulds, like I should be fitter, I should be having more sleep if you're an early mum. I should, have a better period or cycle without period pain. I'm anxious about my pelvic floor recovery. Let's take a moment to get out of any of those thought patterns that might have crept in. So moving into this process, this is a process based on neuroscience and coaching psychology. Got nice wisdom to bring to you. Just plugging that computer in, just like we need to for ourselves. Take this moment to plug into your source. I'll take just a couple of minutes here to find our breathing. Breathing in through the nose, let's trail that breath down into the belly. You might close down your eyes. It's a really nice centering meditation so that you can let go of the outside world, let go of whatever's been on your mind. If you've just been in your head so far, let's drop in. That's right. There's nowhere to be, nothing to change to make you more perfect. Everything is in your source within you right now. So we'll just find that safe place, that haven inside. As you breathe, you might like to scan through the body, feel any tension, and let it drop. As you let it drop, notice the brow, notice the mind's eye, let it soften. Notice the tongue in the mouth, let it drop off the top of the mouth, let it be heavy. Let your jaw relax, maybe your lips separate slightly. Take another deep breath right down into the belly. Nice. Maybe take a deep breath, filling up the body with oxygen and then letting all that air go. Allowing the rise and the fall of the breath in this relaxed state. Feeling how your body feels, maybe bringing your mind to your heart center. Allowing all sensations to be there. You can come to open your eyes when you're ready. We'll be starting our session today with appreciation. So, filling up with those positive feelings and emotions from your last cycle, this last perhaps year. We're going to take some positive stock. Got your note paper here, your journal, or you can make notes in your phone. But if you can write it down, we know that we have different brain effects from writing with pen and pencil. Let's start from this celebratory place of appreciation. I want us to consider what we're grateful for or who we're grateful for in this last cycle. So take a moment to soak that up. There have been people who've been awesome that you can be really grateful for. Write those people down. What have you been grateful for? And at any point in our session, if you're accessing this recording, then you can just press pause and take the time you need. So what are you grateful for in your last cycle or season? Something you achieved, something with your health, your family, your career, just something you are grateful for. It could be that you're grateful for the child in your life that you didn't expect. It could be that you're grateful for the community you have around you, the garden you've planted, without giving you too many more thoughts. Just note those things that you feel grateful for. Once we've finished with those reflections, move on to what are you proud of this last cycle? What you've created, maybe where you really showed up, you did your best, perhaps your winning moments. Yeah, so focus on yourself, give yourself some gratitude, some self-appreciation, challenges you got through, or shining moments. And then let's finish with taking positive stock around our well-being habits. There's already so much that you are doing for your well-being. I know you've been trying your best and doing what you can with what you have. What have you been up to? Give yourself that self-appreciation for what you did achieve this year. The kinds of habits that you did embed or that you did stick to, whether they're sleep routines, whether it's mindset or communication focused, of how you've communicated with others effectively or kindly. Perhaps it's about self-care, nutrition, joy, moving your body, doing your rehab, any of those things that have been rituals or habits. Just give you time there to find those things. If your mind wanders to the things that you didn't achieve this year, like those gaps or those places that you're like, oh, but I didn't do that, or oh, that's my bad habit, just bring yourself back. You have done great things this year. You have got positive habits or positive behaviors or rituals times that you might take yourself for walks or exercise classes, things for self-care. Just bring yourself back to those. Meditation, maybe. Amazing. Let's move on. Remember, you can return to any of these or pause and take longer if you like. From that sense, I hope that that wasn't too hard to focus on the positives. Yeah, we should be feeling quite hopeful, quite proud of ourselves. Life throws us curveballs, and there were times there that we kept up some really great habits. We're going to revisit whether we want to keep those or not, but just moving into this next section, we're going to reflect on greater parts of our journey with maybe what we want to let go of. So we clear the way. We clear the way now to create space. We have this positive hopefulness, and now we'll come back to creation, spaciousness, and let's have a look at any of those other things that might arise about perhaps things that we want to let go of. Maybe things that are not supporting your health and well-being, things that they just maybe bubble to the surface. We can feel them. We go, oh, I wish I didn't do this, or I'd like to improve on that. Note those ones down. What's not supporting you? What do you think, what do you want to let go of? Move beyond. Release. Thinking at the moment of your habits, daily things, weekly behaviors or actions that are perhaps holding you back, keeping you in old patterns, perhaps impacting your health or perhaps impacting your emotional well-being. Beautiful. Remember, you can pause if you need. Our next reflection is what commitments or goals I'm ready to let go of if they're crowding out your best self. So, are there any priorities, projects, goals, things that are bigger, that are soaking up too much of your energy that you need to delegate or let go of? If you need to delegate it, perhaps you can note there, how do you delegate it? How can you let go of something? It could be something as simple as, I don't have the time to take Tommy to school on Wednesdays. I need to enlist the help of my partner or neighbor or schoolmate or um, not play, kindergarten friend to assist. Could be as simple as that, or it could be something more complex. Could be a kitchen renovation that maybe you can pause for now. But is there something that you can let go of? Moving to that last one. Which old stories of who I think I am do I want to let go of? These are the stories of like, I'm just a stay-at-home mum, or I'm tired all the time. I am not good enough. I am fill in the blanks. Which old stories do you want to let go of? You can start, I want to let go of. How did I write it down? I am letting go of. I am ready to let go of. Yeah, it's right there. Take a deep breath when you're ready and we'll shake it all out. You can feel into just letting those things go. Yeah, I'm ready to let go of. I am ready to let go of my long COVID symptoms from this year. That's what's really been like, we get trapped in those whole lot of interconnectedness in our neural connections that all map our identity to our behaviors. So bringing this into conscious awareness, I am ready to let go of. And sometimes we have to be delicate and gentle and listening. Yeah. But find some deep breaths. I want you to close your eyes if you need to. Maybe there's something you need to forgive yourself that you've been really holding yourself back on, or you've had some really poor behaviors that you haven't been happy with. Just forgive yourself for that. We're learning, we're growing, post-traumatic growth. It's how we can move forward, focus on the future. Really choose from that spaciousness, cutting away the dross, cutting away this old identity, allowing the spaciousness to come in. I'm not going to leave you in this spaciousness for too long, but if there's anything that serves you in a way to imagine you cutting those kind of energetic ties to who you've been, and that includes the positive and the negative in a certain way, right? To come back to creation, coming into this full force of this moment. Take that one deep breath. Let it go. Stand up, shake it out, do anything, howl to the moon if you want to. We're going to move on from that energy. You should be feeling pretty pumped with that energy and find our new focus. Let's take this into a new focus, opening up for this next cycle. What are you looking forward to? So writing that down, I am looking forward to. What are you looking forward to in this next cycle? Maybe in, as I said, the new year or this next phase. This is building excitement. This is like, yes, you can picture these new things. Awesome. Press pause if you want more time. Next, where is your focus and your priorities? So can you feel into what's blossoming around you in this changing self? My priorities are, and then answer that. My priorities are with taking time with my family. My priorities are juggling my work and family and taking a pause from my social life. What is it? Where are your priorities? Remembering that we only have, let's say, 4 burners, and so the more attention a couple of things get, like, we can't keep adding more things in. So really bringing in your attention to what the priorities are. Amazing. You might find that you've got a real broad brushstroke there to that focus. It could simply be centering patience, health, fun. You might find your priorities are dot pointed, whichever way works for you. Finding your closure around those priorities. You could also return here to your values. Press pause if you want more time. What new habits do you want to implement for your well-being? So that might be, again, emotional. It could be for strength and fitness. It could be fun. And this is where, if you need to flick back to those pages that you had before, you can replace habits that you wanted to cut out. So that is a coaching strategy, really valuable, important strategy, psychological strategy, is replacement. Finding those habits you want to cut and then replace them. You're going to may inevitably find that things might arise that trigger you emotionally that may take you to habits that you don't want to have. And so find a replacement for those habits. This is your moment to source that. You also want to align those habits to your priorities. This one is about new habits. And also find yourself rounding out there as well with, if you hadn't written down what you want to continue with, you might like to add on what habits you're continuing with that are serving you, that you're keeping. You might be amping up a certain goal. Maybe it's about intermittent fasting. Maybe it's about how many steps you're getting in or how many exercise classes you're getting to a week, how many times or minutes you're meditating, how much time, quality time you're spending with certain people, how much time you're spending at the sauna, any of these things. Yep. So you can amp up if you're feeling like something is working and you'd like to increase that time. Map that there too. You might like to take a moment now to really center in. Like I've got this picture here of this integration of joining in together and feeling that burning spot in the middle of your being that is really beaming and connecting to this new future vision. Connecting into your heart center, connecting into your mind's eye, connecting into your power center. This sense of these habits that are going to drive your well-being and what you're looking forward to. Really breathe into that. Perhaps there's something that you really are honing in on. You can picture it really clearly, feel how it feels. Breathe into it, guys. Pause if you need. And we'll take ourselves now to like your big yes list for this next cycle. So if there's something that really madly stands out to you, like let's just jot that down. What's on that? Yes. This is a place as well that sometimes we have stuff kind of ripple to the surface around behaviors or actions. So not necessarily just habits, like daily habits. It might be something broader. So like a yes in this next cycle. And then I want you to come down here. We need to find this stepping into this person. Let's be transformative from that creative space. What is one immediate action that you can take to get you being more of who you want to be today or tomorrow to ground this new focus? Now, this might be, getting online and booking a session. It might be joining a group, committing to something, inviting a friend to go somewhere, joining an online group, a course. This could be mapping into your diary, something important to you, like your meditation practice, your rehab, booking your physio. It could be about a family holiday. Like, can you take an immediate action? Call a friend more regularly. Whatever your goals are, what's that immediate action? Let's take some time to reflect on that before we finish up. We don't want to get lost in doing a whole bunch of notes. We need to step into this new person, into this new cycle. This is your chance to step into this new person, this new cycle with power. We need to take that power. Power isn't given, power is taken. And that is that moment of claiming who you want to be showing up with. Let's not wait until New Year. Let's join that energy into this little, take those steps. Something simple you can get on maybe right now. Pause this video, get on and do that right now before we finish up. We're just hitting 30 minutes. Yeah, make this the most powerful 30 minutes to really be committed. Amazing. Yeah, pause. Join me again in a minute. Awesome, guys. And in planning magic, if you feel like you're someone that does get too lost, I'm going to ask you to screenshot this screen. Screenshot how to get specific so that you can coach yourself. Give yourself the job of journaling this out either now at the end of this session. You can do it now if you want to, if there's something that stands out that you want to particularly focus on, or give yourself, this for your journaling maybe tonight, or when you have some more space. But this is a great little process. Identifying that specific thing, then finish the sentences with these sentence starters. I want to improve or maintain this, or this, whatever that little focus is. I want to improve or maintain my cardiac fitness. For me, as a long COVID sufferer, that's one of my focuses. Now, I'm not actually going to put all my different things into this one. This is for one specific item. I want to improve or maintain my cardiac fitness. This is important to me because I lost my cardiac fitness due to 11 months of respiratory issues. I can weave in a habit or priority, and then I'm going to set a time. I'm going to be specific. So I am going to set the time of what I need to do is something like running or high intensity training. So I can set this time. Either I love going to hot room classes and I've committed to going to at least one of those a week. I can choose to go to a cardio one instead of a strength one. I could also weave in a weekend run, and I have just joined a run club. I'm very excited. So I can weave this in as a priority by joining others to run, for example, in this coming year. I am, and I focus on my positive identity. I am a runner. Yeah, focus on my positive identity. I am a runner. I am healthy. Training I need is. Now, I actually don't need training. I'm not training for a marathon. If I was training for a marathon and I wanted to achieve a marathon, I'd never done that and I wanted support, I'd look for a marathon trainer, or a group that could support me to train for a marathon. The training I need is not, I don't think I need training for it. Although what I do seek out is, I have had to seek out in terms of managing my heart rate. I have sought out information and training on, maximal heart rates and these kinds of things. So find out what information do you need to support you to create the change you want. If I had not have sought out that information and that training on my heart rate and how I manage my heart rate to improve my long COVID outcomes, then I would be guessing and I would end up with some more problems potentially. So if I lapse or get stuck, I will. I will return to my goal setting sheets, my goals at the start of the year. I will review them. I will keep them alive. Or I also will, if I lapse or get stuck, I will talk to people who I know are runners in my community, people that I know will understand and that maybe will encourage me. Accountability and feedback partners or support I need could be, and we can take that to, again, a running club, friends that run. I track myself on Strava. So maybe I could put Strava on my home screen. If I'm like really committed, this is like, I want this to be a priority. And then a gratitude or reward for my effort. So giving yourself a reward for your effort actually can improve those little dopamine receptors, and you can be like, oh, excellent, and that could be as simple as tracking your progress, which can set off those like, yeah, I did it. Whoop, whoop. Maybe it is again about those support groups that can help you celebrate. So that's an example of just getting through some specifics. Amazing if you can take the time to do that for one of your goals. Do them one goal at a time if you really want to nut down into it and really get super focused on some of those juicy things you want to achieve. The last thing here, Tim, is just start where you are with what you have and do what you can. We really want to acknowledge that things take time and consistency and choices. Those behaviors and actions that we repeat are getting us those results. We can't keep looking in the rearview mirror. We're going to keep getting the same results, but just keep taking those small steps towards where you want to be headed, and keep taking the time to recommit to who you want to be showing up as. And you have to start right here with what you have, and you keep stepping forwards with what you've got. So I think this last screen has just gone a little bit skew with, but you can find me at templewellwoman.com, and you can find the Temple Well Studio online if you would like to stay focused on those movement goals at home. I have a whole library there that you can work with at home. If you enjoyed that session today, reach out via socials or anything at all. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, team. And remember to keep recommitting and coming back to these as live documents so that you can invigorate them. If you want to, spend your time making a vision board, bringing these things to life. Start to talk about the goals you have, if that's for you. Some people, it doesn't work that way, but definitely reach out, get accountable, and hang out with people that are going to make a difference to you with your focus. Much love, sending you all the love and light for you to achieve and be who you want to be. Blessings.